Morning, everyone. I have a set at Tempo tonight down on the Gold Coast, and I thought I might run through the set preparation that I'm going to do for tonight. This does change a lot and has changed a lot over the years that I've been DJing. Not only like my set prep changes, but my layout here on Rekordbox also changes quite a bit. When I play out, if the layout on my USB is a bit messy and I find that I can't like quite find the track I'm looking for, or when the vibe that I'm playing isn't suiting the dance floor, I have to like look somewhere else. And if it's a clutter, I find that like quite difficult to navigate through. And sometimes what I have set on my USB doesn't work. So I come back to my record box and I go back to the drawing board and I change whatever needed to be changed, I suppose. And my layout on here on my record box is pretty much identical on my USB, on my master USB anyways. I've got a few different ones. I sort of have different USBs for the different styles or different nights that I think I might play. Anyways, so what I usually do when I organize my music, let's just go into my bounce playlist. Firstly, you can see I've sort of got genres here. Not only that, I also run by artists. These guys I am inspired by and I love their sound. And for me, when I hear a certain tune, I'm like, oh, that sounds like, a Ned Bennett track, or this would go well with like Ned Bennett's style, or like Skin on Skin, guys that like I can sort of base a sound from their style because I listen to them a lot. So that's one way I do it, and then genres is the other way I sort of do it. And then not only that, run by events, so previous events that I've done and have gone well, I can sort of just like go back to the playlist that I used for that event. If another event is going to be similar, I don't ever like put my tracks in a specific order of like that I'm going to play them in. So I can go back and use that playlist and the set isn't going to be the exact same as the previous time when I like took from that playlist. I don't really like to plan. Like I did plan my sets when I first started DJing, and that like helped. It helped like calm the nerves and sort of like just get through the sets, I suppose, when like I was fresh. But like over time, and I think this is something that all new DJs should try and get into the habit of like early on, is just getting good at like selecting music and like knowing your playlist, your library like really, really well. That's a huge thing, like knowing your music well. Anyways, tonight at Cross the Line, I've got a playlist here. I'm playing 3 to 4:30, so I've sort of just like got a few tracks in here already that I put under the all playlist. And from that, I will make an energy folder. So 1 being low, 2 high, and then let's make another one here, 3. And then not only that, I will also, I've been doing this a little bit lately, having a candy playlist. So this one's sort of like well-known tracks that I know are going to suit the venue or the event or the demographic that I'm playing to. So then I suppose, I've already organized like when I download music from my collection. So when I get music and put it into my collection, I will organize into, like I said before, a genre or an artist folder. So then when I do go for a set prep, I just go to that folder. I know all these tracks pretty much are 1 star. Some of them are maybe a 2 or 3 star because I really like them, but maybe they don't give out like a 3-star vibe. So they're in the one star playlist. It's so confusing, I suppose, to someone else, but to me it makes sense. And I think that's like a huge part of like the organization process. It's like you got to figure out what works for you. You can't just you can't just go off what someone else is doing. You can definitely ask for advice, and that's why I'm doing this video today, to sort of give you some pointers. But you'll find your own little way of like doing things. But yeah, so I'm going to be playing some like bounce tonight, probably go into some like hard dance as well. So I pretty much will just like go through and I'll pull tracks from a playlist and I'll listen to them. Sometimes throughout this process where I'm pulling tracks from one playlist and putting it into the event night, I will go through and like set a few cue points depending on like where I want to maybe highlight a certain point in this track. I don't always do this, but if it's like a track, that I know like, this part of this track is like, I guess, iconic or perfect for the night, I'm going to want to play that more than maybe like the outro or the intro. Maybe I'll just like, I'll highlight, put a memory cue there, and then maybe I'll put a memory cue like here at the start of the break. So I know like, yep, this is like the main point here. This is maybe where I will mix in from, or maybe I'll start mixing in from like back here. And then when it gets to this point, my other track, my master track will be gone, and it'll just be playing this. So that's sort of, going into it a bit there, but today I mainly just wanted to show you my organization. So that's, the events, the genres, the artists, and then I always, all of these folders have energy folders within. So I think that's a big one. I always like to, organize my music with energy levels, as well as like, the candy folder. And what I've been doing lately also, let me find where there's one. Depending on what music, I like to have like little grabs folder. So this track here, I might not want to play in full, but maybe I just want to like highlight a certain point around this memory cue. And maybe that's just going to be sitting on like the third deck or the fourth deck, and I'll incorporate that into like the other two channels that I'm playing at that time. And I do all of this in performance mode, even the hot cues and memory cue setting. I know a lot of people use I think it's the export mode. But I try to stay away from this. I don't think it's like as good for my workflow as the other view. But everyone's different, so anyways, guys, hope that was somewhat helpful. I hope to see you all out this weekend, and happy digging.